Hey everybody, it's Bridget Dolgoff. Sorry, I'm looking a little rough today. Anyway, just had a kind of a long day already. And I'm getting ready to go into a meeting. But I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. And some stuff that I've had to get my awareness around again. Because it's something that I forget. We're taught compassion above all things. And, I think compassion is important, but compassion to allowance of you bleeding your life essence dry, or the energy in your life that makes it work. And also the identifying. Who do you identify with? Do you, because you got a disease, identify with other people who have diseases? Which means that you're going to be stuck in a perpetual cycle of disease, because that's your identification. Do you identify with people who are successful and prosperous? Do you identify with thus creating success and prosperity? Do you identify with intelligent people, academic? You would perpetuate that. Do you identify with homeless, or the fear of being homeless, or homeless people? Then that's what you're going to get, is what you're identifying with. So just be really careful about what you identify with. What you think is like imano, like, oh yeah, I'm down with the homeless. Well, you're going to be down with the homeless, and you're going to continue to be homeless. So there's been a situation that's happened, and, my friend has been doing really good. Somebody that I help. But he's decided to fall off into the dark abyss, and has been using substance abuse pretty heavy for about 2 weeks. And something occurred to me finally this morning, is I end up staying over there while I'm, trying to keep everything afloat, my offices and everything else financially, while I'm kind of living in my van. And about 2 weeks ago, to the moment when this person decided to start falling back into heavy substance abuse, my whole life, just everything came to a screeching halt. My client base, money, and I was doing really good. And, I want to get away from that term spiritual vampirism, because I think it's even more sinister than that. And what happens is when people around us start getting engaged in drama, we kind of get engaged with managing their drama, and then also our own stuff that's going on in our life. So we forget that, you step in other people's shit and you might get some on you. And in this case, it just leveled everything that I've been building. And I'm not angry about it. It's a really good lesson. But it's interesting, like, how strong it was. Because this person actually has been sucking the abundance out of me, the prosperity, money, success, as their abuse started getting more and more and more intense over the last week. So last night I kind of had to draw the line. And so I just want to kind of tell people out there that the people that you are around, people that you are identifying with, can literally, destroy your life in a matter of weeks, and cause, serious pitfalls and and drama, because in order for them to hold themselves up during the day, they're going to have to pull that energy from somewhere else. They're going to have to generate, in shamanism, we call it generate power. And inadvertently starting to generate their power from taking it from other people in your energy field. And then so you have to watch out for some ideas: compromise, loyalty, obligation, because these things will lend towards people being able to generate power that they need to run their lives from yours. So there's kind of an interesting story of this. I don't know how long it was, maybe like 2007. And I was on my way to go back to a school in Dallas, Texas. And I had gotten a job kind of as a personal chef to some amazing, brilliant people. So I was going to be living in Austin, helping with food. A lot of the family members had different kinds of health issues and food allergies. And in order to eat together, they needed help with creating meals. So I would cook dinner on my off time while I was in Austin. And then, then I'd have to go up to the school once a month for a week in Dallas. And then I would come back. So on my way there, it was like this really bad ice storm. And I ended up getting stuck at a place called Ojo Caliente. I stopped there to do the hot springs and stuff like that. But then this ice storm came in and I ended up being stuck there for 6 days. It was great being at the hot springs, waiting out this giant ice storm kind of a thing. I had a dream when I was there. And it was the void. So I call it the void. So it doesn't really have any color, no lines for flooring and walls. There's none of that. It's just a void. And I had this black dog that was shiny black mirror. You could see your reflection in the dog's fur. And it didn't have a collar or anything. And it just was standing by me to my right side, my physical world side, right? The world that we deal with, the external world, the 3D reality, is the male side, which is the right side of the body. Deals with the left hemisphere, which is reptilian. So, and then I had a chain. There was this chain, steel, beautiful chain link, and this big chain collar around this big black horse. And same thing, black mirror image on this horse. Well, the dog, I'm trying to hold the horse, and I'm trying to bring the horse closer to me, bring it into my proximity. And so in the teachings that I've always been taught is the black is the path of mystery. It's the underworld. It's where we go to obtain knowledge and education. That's why, ravens and crows in some native traditions are the keeper of sacred law, because of their black, shiny mirror image, and they hold it. They protect it because they're the ones that travel back and forth into the places of mystery, and they're the ones that are the keepers and protectors of the sacred law. And so there's that black, shiny stuff. So anyway, so here in the dream, I'm really working hard because periodically this dog that I don't want near me, that I don't want to have affiliation with, I'm trying to kick the dog away, but the dog just keeps lunging at the horse and trying to bite it, and the horse just keeps rearing up. And I have to keep pulling with the chain with the horse, and I'm trying to bring the horse closer to me, and I want to, be with the horse. I want to have a relationship with the horse. And so it went on for a long time in the dream. And then it took me about 6 months to kind of unravel it. And what I realized was that the black shiny dog was what I didn't want. It didn't have a collar. It didn't have a leash on it. And it was running out of control. It was a program running out of control. And dog deals with like loyalty, and things of that kind of nature. And the horse is like what I want to ride. it's the vehicle into the path of mystery. So I want to ride that horse into the underworld and the mystery, and into the sacredness and into the sacred law, to the places undiscovered by myself. And the dog was the program that was running in me of this loyalty and obligation and compromise. And it was always chasing off my opportunities to travel into the mystery. So I realized, I had a really big decision that I had to make. And so I really started working with removing loyalty and compromise and obligation. And is it a lonely road? Of course it is. Is it a hard road to explain to people? Of course it is. I mean, how do you call people and say, well, I'm sorry I can't help you move today, because it's really not a good day for me and I have some other things that I need to do personally. I have personal work to do, and if that changes, I'll show up. But if not, people just don't really understand that. And Americans really survive off this obligation. Like, you're obligated. I did this for you. You should be doing this for me. And you don't really have a spiritual life or a spiritual choice in that. So, since that time, I really focused in on traveling more into the path of mystery and having less obligation and less loyalty. And, the thing is I've learned I love a lot more and I love a lot deeper, because I don't have these patterns that were bred into me. Blood is thicker than water. All these kinds of statements and patterns and belief systems. And to choose your own belief systems about how you're going to do it. And you know what? Are other people going to accept your belief systems? Probably not. But you have to make them for your own, because your job is your relationship with the Creator, and the Earth Mother. And those are the only two things that really matter in this life experience. And then also, in order to evolve yourself or find yourself, or, travel to the places of mystery. So anyway, just wanted to talk to you about that. And then, like I said, when you're building, and it's interesting sometimes lately, what I've discovered is a lot of the people around me, all of a sudden I'm doing better. I'm getting back on my feet and things are going a lot better, and all these other things. And then I have all these people that are starting to behave badly. And they're like, pulling this abundance and all this other stuff out of my field and my life. And it's just been really interesting to watch the situation over the last 2 weeks. So, and how rapidly it's happened. So anyway, watch your energy field, make your choices, be careful of the people that you surround yourself with. And you don't have to hate them or get mad or read them their personal inventory. You can gently walk away, and just be really careful about what you're going to allow to be removed out of your field, by staying away from such people. And if their pattern is to get worse or fall over face first when your life is doing really well, that's probably a good indication that you need to really step away. All right. Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project, and your tip for the day. Bye.